Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling like your body just didn't get the memo that it's a new day? Maybe it starts with a bit of nausea, that queasy stomach that makes you skip breakfast, or maybe it's that heavy, bloated feeling when you sit down, making it harder to even focus on your morning tea. And then there's that quiet worry in the back of your mind. Something doesn't feel quite right, and you're not sure if it's just age catching up or if there's something more serious going on. You're not alone. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to things we never used to think twice about. Digestion slows down. Our immune systems shift. And symptoms we once brushed off, like morning sickness-type nausea, the discomfort of piles, or persistent fatigue, start to linger longer and hit harder. For many, these are simply inconveniences. But for some, they could be early whispers of something deeper, like inflammation, chronic digestive issues, or in some cases, even the warning signs of cancer. Now, before we let the worry spiral, let's take a deep breath together. This isn't about fear. This is about awareness. It's about recognizing how your body speaks to you, even when it's whispering, and learning how to respond with care, calm, and confidence. In this video, we're going to talk about some very real, very common experiences for people over 60, morning nausea, piles, or hemorrhoids, and the health concerns that can sometimes be connected to them. We'll discuss what these symptoms could mean, how they're sometimes linked, and most importantly, how you can take charge of your health, feel better in your body, and know when it's time to speak with your doctor. Let's start with something many people don't expect after 60, that strange, unsettled feeling in the stomach first thing in the morning. It might remind you of motion sickness, a queasiness that fades after a while or sticks around just enough to make breakfast unappealing. Now, while morning sickness is a term we often associate with pregnancy, nausea in the morning can happen at any age, and in later life it's often overlooked or misattributed to just getting older. But here's the thing, your body doesn't just do things for no reason. Morning nausea can be caused by low blood sugar, medication side effects, acid reflux, or digestive slowdowns that are more common as we age. Sometimes, even dehydration plays a role, and many people over 60 simply don't drink enough water after a full night's sleep. But we can also see persistent morning nausea as an early symptom of more serious concerns, including stomach inflammation, ulcers, and in rare cases, early signs of digestive cancers. That doesn't mean we panic every time we feel off. It means we pay attention. One small change that can help? Keeping a little snack near your bedside, something bland like a cracker or a rice cake. Eating a small bite before getting up can help ease the stomach and balance blood sugar. Drinking a glass of room temperature water shortly after waking also rehydrates the body gently and can prepare your system for digestion. Now, let's talk about something nobody likes to bring up, piles, or as the doctor might call them, hemorrhoids. If you've ever dealt with them, you know they can be uncomfortable, painful, and downright disruptive. They can make sitting unbearable, and even a trip to the bathroom can feel like a battle. But here's what's important to understand. Piles aren't just a part of aging. They're a sign that your digestive system needs attention. Chronic constipation, straining during bowel movements, sitting for too long, and even poor diet are all common culprits. For many seniors, fiber intake drops without realizing it. Processed foods become easier and quicker to make, and water gets forgotten. But the real danger isn't just the discomfort. It's the fact that many symptoms of piles, bleeding, pain, discomfort, overlap with signs of something much more serious, like colon or rectal cancer. And unfortunately, many people dismiss these signs as just hemorrhoids and delay getting checked. I want to be very gentle here, but also very honest. If you ever notice bleeding, even if it seems small, don't assume. Don't wait. A simple checkup can save your life. Doctors aren't there to scare you. They're there to catch things early, when they're most treatable. And the truth is, many people over 60 are walking around with small health concerns that could be resolved if addressed in time. The good news? You can reduce your risk and even ease symptoms with small, consistent habits. Adding more whole foods, like fruits, vegetables, and oats, can naturally increase fiber. Drinking more water can keep things moving smoothly. Even a short, daily walk can stimulate digestion and improve circulation, reducing pressure on those sensitive veins that cause piles. Now, you might be wondering, how are morning sickness, piles, and cancer all connected? The answer isn't always straightforward, but what connects them is inflammation, digestion, and the importance of paying attention to your gut. Our digestive system is often called the second brain for a reason. When it's not happy, the rest of the body suffers. Chronic digestive stress can contribute to long-term inflammation, which scientists now believe plays a role in the development of many types of cancer. So when we notice the body giving us signs, whether it's nausea, discomfort, or unusual bathroom habits, we owe it to ourselves to listen with curiosity, not fear. Think of it like your body gently tapping you on the shoulder and saying, "Hey, I need a little help here." And the beautiful part? You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Small changes, done consistently, can create massive results over time. Let's take a moment to appreciate this truth. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It's been there through every joy, every stress, every celebration, and every struggle. And it's still here, whispering when it needs support, nudging you when something's not quite right. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Now that we've started looking at the ways your body talks to you each morning, from subtle nausea to signs of digestive trouble, let's continue exploring how to care for this incredible vessel of yours. Because taking care of your body isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the life you've already lived and making sure the years ahead are lived with clarity, comfort, and confidence. So, let's talk about something many people over 60 tend to ignore until it becomes unavoidable: the connection between the gut, inflammation, and chronic disease, especially cancer. You see, we often think of cancer as something that just happens, like a sudden storm. But more often than not, there are clouds gathering long before the thunder rolls. Those clouds? They show up as lingering symptoms: bloating, unexplained fatigue, changes in bathroom habits, pain during digestion, or even unexplained weight loss. Now, this isn't to say every stomach ache or trip to the bathroom means something serious is wrong. But our job, as people who've lived long enough to know better, is not to brush things under the rug. It's to lean in, be curious, and give ourselves the care we deserve. A lot of people don't realize how much the gut plays a role in the immune system. Around 70% of your body's immune function is tied to your digestive system. When the gut is inflamed, whether from poor diet, stress, or chronic constipation, it doesn't just affect how well you digest food. It affects how well your body fights off disease. And unfortunately, chronic inflammation has been linked to an increased risk of several cancers, including colon, stomach, and even pancreatic cancer. Let's go back to something simple: your morning routine. What you do, or don't do, when you first wake up can set the tone for your whole day. For example, skipping breakfast, grabbing coffee on an empty stomach, or rushing through the morning without a bowel movement can contribute to digestive imbalance. Your body craves rhythm and gentleness, not chaos and pressure. If you wake up feeling sick or nauseous, it's your body asking for stability. If you go multiple days without a regular bowel movement, it's your gut asking for help. And if you're dealing with piles, especially the kind that bleed or cause sharp pain, it's not just a discomfort issue. It's a circulation and inflammation issue that needs attention. One habit that can make a big difference is simply slowing down in the morning. Instead of hopping out of bed and going straight into chores or errands, take 5 minutes to sit up, stretch your legs, drink some warm water, and breathe. Warm water first thing helps activate digestion, soften stool, and gently awaken your internal systems. It also soothes the lining of the stomach, which is especially helpful if you're experiencing that sour, acidic feeling early in the day. Let's not forget about the emotional side of things. Believe it or not, stress can also show up in your stomach. Many older adults carry unspoken worries about health, finances, family, and that stress doesn't always manifest as anxiety or sadness. Sometimes it shows up as tightness in the gut, loss of appetite, or nausea that won't go away. That sick to your stomach feeling isn't just a saying. It's your nervous system sending signals through the gut, which is lined with millions of nerve endings. If you've ever noticed your digestion gets worse when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not imagining it. Chronic stress can actually alter your gut bacteria, slow digestion, and even worsen symptoms of piles. It's a cycle. Stress affects the gut becomes inflamed, and inflammation creates discomfort, which creates more stress. And breaking that cycle takes intentional but simple steps. That might mean practicing gratitude each morning, even just whispering 3 things you're thankful for before your feet touch the ground. It might mean journaling, praying, listening to soft music while you sip your tea, or even sitting quietly outside to feel the sunlight on your face. You don't need fancy routines or expensive solutions. You need peace, stillness, and most of all, you need to give yourself permission to slow down and heal. Another often overlooked contributor to morning sickness and piles is medication. Many people over 60 are on multiple prescriptions, and while these medications are often necessary, they can sometimes come with digestive side effects. Some can cause nausea if taken on an empty stomach, others can contribute to constipation or diarrhea. If you've noticed new symptoms after starting a new medication, don't hesitate to bring it up with your doctor. You have every right to ask, is there a gentler option? Or, can I adjust the timing of when I take this? And let's not forget about movement. A short morning walk, even just 10 minutes around the block, can do wonders for your digestion and circulation. It gets the blood flowing, helps prevent piles by reducing pressure in the lower veins, and signals to the body that it's time to move and release. Plus, walking in the morning sunlight helps regulate your sleep cycle and boosts mood, which in turn can calm the stomach and ease those anxious, nauseous feelings. Here's something I want you to remember. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's normal. Feeling sick in the morning isn't just how things are. Struggling with piles every few weeks doesn't have to be your reality. And catching something early, whether it's inflammation or something more serious, is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Your body may have slowed down, yes, but it's still wise, still capable, and still working for you every day. And the more you listen, the more you learn, not with fear, but with love. And the more you listen, the more you learn, not with fear, but with love. Love is truly the foundation of it all. Loving your body enough to respond when it whispers, not just when it screams. Loving yourself enough to not dismiss discomfort as just age. Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean suffering. It means becoming wiser about what we need and being brave enough to ask for it. So let's talk about one more thing that often hides in the background, but can have a big impact on your life, and that's early detection, especially when it comes to diseases like cancer. Now, I know, just hearing the word cancer can make the heart beat a little faster. It's scary, but fear should never keep us from staying informed. For those over 60, screening becomes incredibly important. Colon cancer, for example, often begins with small, silent changes in the body. You may notice more frequent bloating, constipation, blood in the stool, or changes in bowel habits that last more than a few weeks. These symptoms don't always mean cancer, but they always mean it's time to pay attention. The good news is that many types of cancer, when caught early, are highly treatable, and in some cases, preventable altogether through regular screenings, healthier eating, and managing chronic conditions like piles or long-term inflammation. Your doctor isn't just there for emergencies. They're there to walk alongside you, helping you stay ahead of problems instead of behind them. It's also worth mentioning how much your diet matters in all this. I know we've all heard it 1,000 times. Eat more fiber, drink more water. But this advice is especially critical as we age. Not just for avoiding constipation or easing the pressure from piles, but for reducing the overall inflammation in your body. Fruits, vegetables, oats, chia seeds, lentils, these aren't just healthy foods, they're healing tools. They sweep your system clean, regulate bowel movements, feed good gut bacteria, and protect your cells. And if you've lost your appetite or you're dealing with nausea in the morning, don't force yourself to eat a heavy meal. Start small. A slice of toast with a little honey, a banana, a bowl of warm porridge with a dash of cinnamon. Sometimes your stomach just needs a gentle nudge, not a shove. Also, remember this, hydration isn't just about quenching thirst. Water helps flush toxins, soften stool, and reduce pressure in the veins that cause piles. If plain water is hard to drink in the morning, try infusing it with lemon, ginger, or mint. These not only improve taste, they have soothing properties for the gut, too. Of course, we can't talk about healing without touching on hope. Because it's easy to feel overwhelmed when your body isn't doing what it used to. When mornings feel heavy, when symptoms are confusing, or when it seems like no one really understands what you're going through. But please, don't give up on yourself. You're not alone in this. You've made it through decades of change, challenge, and triumph. Your story is still unfolding. And no matter what your body is facing, there is always something you can do today, even if it's just one small thing, to move toward better health, greater ease, and deeper peace. Maybe that means calling a doctor you've been putting off. Maybe it means changing how you start your morning, even if it's just choosing a quieter, more mindful beginning. Maybe it's finally buying that fiber supplement, taking that walk, or telling your children what you've been feeling instead of keeping it to yourself. You don't have to do it all. You just have to start somewhere. One step is enough to change the path ahead. So, before we end today's conversation, I want you to take a deep breath with me. In through the nose and out through the mouth. That's it. A new breath. A new moment. A new chance. Your health isn't a lost cause. It's a living, breathing possibility. No matter what you're facing, whether it's morning nausea, chronic piles, or a cancer scare, you are still here. You still have choices. And you still have time. Remember, small changes can lead to big improvements. Honor your body. Listen to it. Give it what it needs, not with fear, but with care. And most importantly, never be afraid to advocate for your own well-being. You matter. Your comfort matters. Your peace of mind matters. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you dealt with any of the symptoms we talked about today? What has helped you the most in your morning routine or digestive health? Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Your story could truly help someone else who's struggling silently. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more real, heart-to-heart content focused on living well, no matter your age. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel seen. And you deserve a life filled with ease, health, and dignity. So here's to healing, to hope, and to living your very best life, one beautiful morning at a time. Take care of yourself. You've got this.